Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. We've finally got a Halloween update. You know, I'm just thinking back before I get into the Halloween update. I've been doing Halloween updates for 7 years now on YouTube and it doesn't even feel like that. 7 years it's been since I've done my first update, and then people started coming to the channel because of the Halloween updates. So I'm kind of blessed in that way that 7 years later I'm still able to do these Halloween updates. But we do have a Halloween update today, which is fantastic. And basically, the head of Miramax spoke to Deadline, and Bloody Disgusting put it on their page. And Mark Helwig had a few words to say about what they're going to be doing for the Halloween TV show. He said the foundation of it is the original film, the John Carpenter movie, the characters of that film, and perhaps a group of characters that we haven't really focused on that much in recent films versions, or even in a number of them. He went on to say it's a creative reset completely and going back to the original film, as opposed to spinning out of any of the more recent film adaptations. Now that news just confirms a lot of things for us and a lot of queries that we had before. I don't think they're going to be going the Season of the Witch route that a lot of people did want them to go with. If they're going back to the original, going back to 1978, then we can maybe scrap the Season of the Witch idea from our heads, because I don't think that's going to happen unless it introduced things in it that could incorporate things from that movie. And then I don't know if that's ever going to happen. We obviously know now that they're not going to be spinning off from Halloween 4. They're not going to be spinning off from David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. They're just going to be doing a creative reset from the original Halloween from 1978. It is interesting though that it says that they're going to be focused on some of the characters that we maybe didn't focus on from the original, that we've focused on throughout the entire series. So does that mean that Laurie Strode isn't going to be focused on? Is she going to be a member of the cast of characters, but not going to be the focus? Is maybe Annie going to be the main character? She's going to be the focus, or is it Linda and Bob? Could it be even Michael Myers' sister and her boyfriend from the beginning of the movie? Quite possibly, because those characters haven't been explored in the way that Laurie Strode has been explored. If you look at Annie though, Annie is a character that she's maybe too popular of a character to really change into something else, and for us to get behind someone like Annie. And it's the same with Linda as well, because we know them as Laurie's best friends. Now I don't think it's a good idea to explore those two characters in a different way just to keep the new version of this story going. I think if you are going to be focusing on characters from the original movie, that they did say they will do, I just don't see them going in a route where they're changing the lore of the original characters, because at the same time they still want to respect John Carpenter's vision. So I think it might be a better idea to explore characters that we haven't really explored at all. So possibly Judith Myers. I know that Judith Myers' character was explored in a way where she died in 1963, etc., etc. But maybe do something different with her character. Maybe in the lead up to her being killed by Michael Myers, maybe it's not a 6-year-old Michael that dies, or maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe they can set the first season in 1963 where Michael Myers is only 6 years old. That might be quite risky for them because people want an adult Michael Myers killing people. But you could always go back and forward from the timelines. Maybe they'll go back to 63, focus on Judith, and then go forward to 1978 where Michael Myers is an adult killing people. So there's so many things you can do with Michael, but the focus is on who are they going to actually focus on. I guess the next question now is, when is the Halloween TV series going to come out? Well, a lot of people were thinking maybe 2025, but because there was no news of it happening, they might be delaying it till 2028, which would be the 50th anniversary of Halloween. But I don't think that's going to happen now because there is more news. Helwig also went on to say, we're on a fast track. It's a big priority for us. We've had lots of exciting conversations in recent months with a number of really talented people, and I think we'll have a pretty good idea of where we're going to be doing very soon. We're hoping to lock down the creative team very soon. So to me, that tells me that the priority is obviously the TV show, and I personally think that maybe 2025 will be the release date for the show. If they're going to try and get it up and running right now, get their creative team, get their cast, get their script all done by the end of this year, I think they could be filming it by the end of 2024 for an end of 2025 release, hopefully and possibly October 2025, which would then leave space for a couple of years for a movie to come out in 2028, because they did mention that, remember, Trancas and Miramax both co-own the Halloween rights, and they still want to do movies as well. So I think it's a good idea to wait for a long time for the movies to come out. If you bring a film out in 2028, that would be 6 years between the movies. You had Halloween Ends in 2022, and then a good 6 years have passed for another movie to come out in 2028, but we want to really get into Halloween before then, so why not give us a TV show in between? So I think it's a great idea. The show coming out in 2025, which is 3 years after the movie Halloween Ends, and then in another 3 years we've got the Halloween movie that comes out in 2028, and there's no telling of how many years the Halloween TV show could go on. If it's a success, then we could be looking at a second season in 2026, a third season in 2027, and so on. So we could genuinely be getting Halloween content every single year from next year for the next 4 or 5 years. You just don't know how it's going to pan out. I think the big surprise for this news is I wasn't sure when we were going to get told something like this, but this is huge. This is massive. This is big news for Halloween fans, knowing now that we're not going to be heading off into Halloween 4.5 or the end of David Gordon Green's trilogy. We know for definite that they're going back to basics again. It's going to be a complete reboot of what they've done in the original film. We still don't know how that's going to end up. Is it going to be a remake of the 1978 classic? Is it going to be a sequel to the 1978 classic in TV form, just like David Gordon Green done? So we don't know what they're going to do here. Are they going to be brother and sister again? You just don't know. They're probably not going to be brother and sister unless they want to make them brother and sister later on in the franchise series. So we don't know how that's going to pan out. But what we do know is the basic groundwork is going to happen from Halloween 1978. John Carpenter's Halloween 1978. And we're going to have characters from that movie that are going to feature in this TV series that haven't really been focused on over the last number of movies. Who that's going to be, we still don't know, but it is interesting to speculate. So what are your thoughts on the news, guys? Are you excited? Does it make you more excited than you were before? Are you happy about a TV series? Because I know that some people are not happy that Michael Myers is going to the small screen, and I wouldn't be happy if we were only going to get a TV show. But the fact that we're still supposed to get movies, then I'm still kind of optimistic as to what they're going to be doing with the TV show. I genuinely didn't think Michael Myers would fit within a TV series. I thought that we're going to do a season of The Witch show and then the movies would be saved for Michael Myers. But that's obviously not happening now. But now that we know this, what are your feelings on it? Leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.
Meeting adjourned. To get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the